everyone, it's Katsumi, and today we're doing a timeless money reading. So, if this found you, trust there's a message here meant for you. So, now let's dive into today's reading. So starting off, we have four cards. So, author, training, teacher. So, your words will have a great impact on those who read them. So, perhaps you're a writer, okay? You are an artist of some kind, very artistic, right? So take some time to be wise about the words that you are selecting because they do have an impact. Your words have meaning for many others. Also, training when you still have some new skills to acquire before you can really advance to the next stage of your career. Okay, so you have a couple of things to work on still. And perhaps it's also why some of you might have to be selective in your writing if you are an artist of some kind. Some of you are teachers as well. So take some time to train up some of those new skills that are complementing what you are currently doing, or perhaps allowing you to move forth into a new path. You're also an advocate of some kind. So universe is saying you will find some much fulfillment in working for a cause that you truly believe in. Definitely for sure. So if there is something out there that's calling you, calling your name, you're like, yes, I have to do this. It makes sense. I'm passionate about it. Go forth. Don't be afraid to pursue that. Dreams are there for a reason. Okay, so there's some sense of loss happening here. You also have three jars, and so it's really about your talents, gifts, and areas of unrealized potential. But you also have two locks. Locks are what these like some sort of clocks are all about karmic delays, obstacles, and challenges that are hindering you at this time. So with the lost card, don't let a past setback define your future. Stay focused on your positive outcome as your thoughts and beliefs will directly affect your reality. And you also have independent. You can't fully come into your power if you rely on others for financial support. So there's definitely some sense of financial difficulties happening at this time for some of you as you are pursuing your dreams and you're advocating for changes in your life. Yeah, definitely very tricky things happening there, but there's definitely some karmic delays occurring. All right. And you also have travel. So, embarking on a new journey could be your path to wealth as abundant opportunities await you in the world. So, don't forget to take some time to travel and get out there so you are able to find some of those new opportunities that await you. So, the universe is also calling out the sense that you are a leader of some kind. So, as a born leader, you can truly bring out the best in others by guiding them and inspiring them. Okay, so either you're doing that as an author, as a trainer. I'm also getting personal trainer, something about the gym, as an advocate, either for any sort of thing. I'm getting some sense, something around like politics or some sense of policies around. I'm getting driving as well for some reason, and also teaching. So you might be a leader in that regard too. Might be some sense of like a principal or like a very higher up teacher, and like maybe like a college or something of that nature. And then also in terms of just being a leader, don't forget to guide others so that you can inspire them. Very similar to being mindful about how your words are impacting others. But I'm also getting a sense that this is not only just an author who writes books, but being an author of your own life requires you to be very meticulous and very thoughtful about how you go about what you say and what you do. And then, of course, you have the passive income. The best money is made while you sleep. So don't forget to work on, your high yield savings, your taxable brokerage accounts, work on your 401k, all those things that are very important for you to regain that sense of financial security and passive income that's going to allow you to be secure for the future, right? Okay, so now let's look into what's happening for the rest of the spread. So, what's happening in your current situation at this time that's going to help you go into the right direction for your finances and find out what's shifting in them as well. Okay, so you have I give and take, right? As well as I take it on because I can. So you have this as your situation and this as your challenge and hinder. So it's a little bit of everything, I would say. Six of Pentacles, that's all about giving. You're having a sense of fairness of receiving the give and take. And then, of course, you have I take it on because I can. 10 of Wands, which is about burdens. There's some strains that are happening in your life for some of you. And that's coming from a sense of responsibility as well. You're feeling a lot of pressure, a lot of stress around your finances as well. So I'm also getting a sense of family. Family might be asking for money for financial support, or you might be going to family members for financial support at this time, or trying to have like almost a give and take where you're doing your best to give back, but it's giving you a little bit of pressure and stress in your environment at this time. And in terms of your subconscious and your influence, you have the Hierophant. I can admit that I still have a lot to learn. So with the Hierophant, it's all about traditions, teaching, which we've got earlier with teacher. So there's some teaching there, guidance, belief, and spirituality. So you are a very spiritual person. You have strong beliefs about things. And that is overall in your subconscious and how you feel about things and how things influence you going forward in life. In the past, you have I'm a dream maker. That is the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is about having satisfaction. Wishes are occurring. You're having pleasure and content in the past environments that you were in terms of financially. So financially, you were just very content, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Perhaps you had everything that you needed at the time. Uh, I wanted to put this here for your near future, but it's supposed to go on your goals, so I'll keep this here to respect the energies. But in your near future, you have I manage Two of Pentacles, right? Very interesting. The Two of Pentacles is all about having balance, adaptability, and juggling options. Ooh, there's a car in the background. It's very loud. Very loud car in the background. Apologies. And then yeah, you're just managing. You're getting by. You're juggling all the options that are occurring right now. You're giving and you're taking. You're taking in those hardships, the pressure of responsibility, like financial responsibility. And yeah, you're just going with the flow. And then in your goals and ideals, I can see clearly now Ace of Swords. So you have a sense of realization. You are having some breakthroughs occurring as well. So that's good. That is good news. And that's right over training. So you are training your mind in terms of how you are seeing things, right? And let's see, you also have Three of Empress. So with the Three of Empress, I'm feeling myself and I'm loving it. Okay, so that's your approach. Three of Empress, which is about creation, nurture, abundance, fertility, parenthood, embodiment. So a lot of things happening there. You might be, I would say like almost like giving birth to money in that sense. If you approach, you're like, I'm working on my passive income. I'm giving birth to it, so that's it's working in fruition. I'm loving myself, so it's you giving back. You're saving for future you in your near future. So you're already on that mindset, which is really great. In your current environment, you are running some sense of anxiety with the Nine of Swords. So you have some sense of guilt. You're scared about something. You're overthinking a little bit, perhaps, for some of you. You might be scared because, there's a lot of crazy things happening out there in the current environment of our world. And you don't want to be in a state of, you know, financial grief in any shape or form, and you're trying to just outrun that. Perhaps you've had situations like that in the past that you can recall, and it just brings up really bad memories, and you don't want that to happen again, nor be anywhere close to that sort of outcome. So definitely a lot to unpack there. And then of course with the what you need to know right now, you have the Wheel of Fortune, very close to your final outcome. The Wheel of Fortune says, I let the chips fall, let the chips fall, let the chips fall where they may. Very interesting. Wheel of Fortune is all about fate. Something is changing. Cycles are going around and around. There's good luck though, fortune and destiny on its way. Ooh, interesting. A lot of cards falling on Dreammaker, so feels almost like symbolic in that way as well. Now let's see what your final outcome is. Ooh, I am not half doing anything. I never want to curse, but like it's so quirky. But you're not half doing anything. 6, 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands is about challenge, defense. You're keeping a stance. You're courageous, and you're protecting your finances. I'm so happy that that is the final outcome because it looks like you are very serious about writing your own story. You're not letting anything or anyone dictate your story. You're saying, "Hey, I understand the knowledge that I have. I'm going to guide others in that. I'm going to guide my family, myself towards that. I'm going to advocate for my financial freedom. Loss might have happened in the past or even in the present current circumstances. I'm trying to be dependent, travel a little bit here and there, and work on that passive income, which is going to allow me to lead and be a leader in that financial outcome there. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful message there. Okay, let's check out what you have for your final messages for today's spread. Ooh, this one's hopping up. Joy, peace, sweetness of life. Ooh, okay, so universe is asking you to have peace in your current circumstances in terms of your finances, right? Joy is on its way. You allow it, it can happen, right? Sometimes we lose sight of what we have, as long as we have a roof over our heads, food in our stomach. These are things to be grateful of. Those are the things that are the sweetness of life, the nectar of life. Then you also have innocence and tenderness. So as you go through your financial journey, don't forget to treat yourself with love and compassion and be loved within relationships. So you are very loved in many relationships. I get a sense that some of you have sacrificed quite a lot for others, and you are very beloved for that, despite it perhaps financially burdening you. And then there's also a silver lining: hope it's over, mercy, right? So give hope that things are all coming to a close in terms of if it's not working out quite well in your finances, right? The universe is sending you some sense of mercy. Also, ancestral work, healing, individuation. So you are healing from potential loss of finances in the past. Definitely getting a sense of that for some of you. And then you have moved by the goddess, so call and gather. Okay. Devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. Oops. Heart healing, emotions, time eases. So definitely getting a large sense of something interesting happened in the past. So your heart's just kind of healing from that. So this must have been a very big financial loss in the past, but you're healed. And sensuality, love, romance, and pleasure. So you're allowing yourself to regain your love for just yourself, your finances. Finances can be quite scary to even talk about with loved ones as well, or just like think about, because it has such a like negative feeling to think about money in such a way that you know would like require you to like just go full speed ahead. And some people don't like the idea of like just diving deep into conversations around money. So it might bring up some fights or arguments of some kind, which is kind of why it's important to just heal your heart with some of these circumstances and come at it from a new perspective going forward. Time does ease the pain of these past situations, but we must reflect upon them so we can keep improving for the better if we're working with others to solidify financial freedom and to grow in that as a team, right? As a unit. Okay. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this reading resonated, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.